Hi, welcome to the Two Guys Show with the EdReach Network. This is episode number 5 on September 24th. We have the great Shannon Miller that is going to be with us tonight, which we're very excited about. Brad, you want to introduce yourself? I'm Drew, by the way.
I'm Brad. It's nice to see everyone tonight, and we're really happy that Shannon is with us tonight. We've been talking, and so she's familiar with how the show's going to run tonight. So she's going to join us like always. We'll go through our regular parts of the show, and we'll hear her input from every section, and then we'll get a chance to really chat back and forth with her, get to know a lot about her, and then we will just continue on. So Shannon, welcome, and thank you for joining us tonight. We're glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome.
All right. The one thing that you will realize about this show, Shannon, is that it is very informal. We don't really have a script. We kind of do, but not really. We just kind of like to have fun and talk to amazing people and, talk about some ed tech, augmented reality, and Twitter. And yeah, that's kind of how we do things.
Absolutely. So,
Sounds great.
yeah, so usually this is where Drew throws the show notes over his head, but, we're not going to do it tonight because we actually have something. We're all set. But, so Shannon, so what we're going to start with is we have a segment called This Week in Twitter. So, either you or Drew, whoever wants to go first, why don't you share something that happened this week on Twitter, something you had an interaction or something you saw that was really cool on Twitter this week?
Go ahead, Shannon.
Why don't you go first?
I'll go first. Well, I'm just having a lot of fun still catching up from the Dot Day tweets from last week. And so following the hashtag Dot Day, there's just so many great ideas still coming in, and people are wrapping up what they were doing. So a lot of fun animotos and blog posts and lesson plan ideas. And so I've been just kind of catching up with that and sharing and saving ideas. So I really encourage everybody to check that out because there are just hundreds of tweets and really great ideas.
I agree. Brad actually came to my room for Dot Day when we got some augmented reality out, of course, with the Color Mix app for Dot Day. How did you get involved with Dot Day? Because I know you helped create some lesson plans and create things for that. How did you get involved with that?
Well, about 4 years ago, I started going to Alan November's BLC conference in Boston. And so
she's frozen for just a moment.
Reynolds, the author of the Dot, at that time when he always has a. Did I freeze now?
No,
you're good now.
Yeah,
you're
okay
good now.
Yep.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, you're good.
That's weird. So. Yeah, can you hear me now? So he always has a party at Fable Vision. So I went and met him and heard briefly about Dot Day, and then also Terry Shea, who is behind the idea of Dot Day. He's from Iowa, and so I also got involved that way. And then the first year, my friend John Shu and I, who is a teacher librarian outside of Chicago, we connected just with each other and did a whole bunch of ideas, and by the next year I think last year I had 23 connections or something like that, and this year probably just as many kind of throughout a week and a half time frame, authors and other classrooms and kids, and we kind of celebrate Dot Day though all year long, that make your mark on the world type thing, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. It was nice because since Drew and I are in the same building, we had already we had connected with some other people around the country about doing Dot Day, but it was nice. We were able to get together in the same room, and we brought a fellow teacher in who has not had as much experience with augmented reality. She doesn't have iPads and stuff, so it was nice to bring her students in. They colored the Dot Day pictures, but had not seen them come to life yet. So I think we had 25, 30 iPads in there. We had 60 kids, and so we had a great mix and a great interaction, bringing everything to life and going over the book and the meaning behind it. Leave your mark and stuff like that. So it was a really great experience, and look forward to it again next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the kids love it. They love it. Well, I'm glad you guys celebrated.
Yeah, we did.
And it was kind of funny because Tech Ninja Todd and I were going back and forth, what are we going to wear? Polka dots, we don't know what to do. So I come up with this great idea of just bringing in a white T-shirt, right? I'm gonna let my kids create my shirt for me, like bust out the markers and make the shirt. Oof. Well, I made the mistake of getting out Sharpies.
Yeah.
So they drew dots literally all over my shirt, and when I put that thing on, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was just like, holy cow, I cannot wear this thing very long.
Drew, we go down to the kitchen, and Drew's wearing a shirt, and I can smell it, and I'm 5 feet away, and I can just imagine it's all right here, just right under his nose. He's like, dude, I gotta get this shirt off, man. I'm feeling it.
That's great. You need to post a picture of that shirt and go.
I don't know. I might have posted a shirt. I don't know if I haven't. I definitely will post a picture of the shirt afterward because it really turned out awesome. The kids absolutely love doing it. Besides the fact that my table now looks like it's polka dotted because it went right through the shirt, right onto the table, and has marker all over the table. So
you can remember it that way too.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It was fun.
Well, Drew's famous. He's got quite a few funny shirts that he gets credit or grief for from time to time. So I think he's probably posted half of them he hasn't posted. So maybe that one will hit the media market. That'd be funny.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
All right, Drew, share something that happened on Twitter this week that you're watching, following, or connecting with.
I just got back from DC this last weekend, and so it was just kind of cool to connect with some people from Twitter that I've talked to a little bit or haven't talked to, and got to meet them, and that was really pretty cool. Tom Murray was one of them that I was pretty excited to meet. He was a really, really nice guy, and got to hang out with him a little bit. But it was just the fact that just connecting with those people on Twitter who I haven't met before. I got to meet Angela Myers, who will be on the show next week, which is pretty exciting. Mm-hmm. So I would say I got to meet Shannon and hang out with Shannon a little bit, so that was good. We had dinner on Friday night with a group of us, with Jimmy Casas and Aaron Klein and all them. So I'd say that was my highlight, meeting some people from Twitter face to face that I didn't really have a chance to meet before.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to share just a couple things. One is Brian Perling he's basically a tech director in Chicago. Connected with him this week. He is working with a young audience. He's basically working with pre-K through third grade for that population. He does a lot of cool educational technology. He shot it out through Twitter over the last week, and we kind of connected. We've been chatting back and forth, and today we exchanged emails back and forth. So trying to work something out where we can get to Chicago. Drew, I haven't filled you in on everything yet, but
oh, that's good. I love it when he keeps secrets.
So that may be something we're going to be working on, doing some collaboration with Brian in Chicago. And then I know you saw some of this, Drew. This was from Stuart Parker in Florida. All right, so Stuart's a teacher in Florida, and he got the augmented reality bug, and so he started showing it in class. He had a word wall that he started creating, and then he started letting students create. Well, the funny thing is all of a sudden I got a tweet. Oh, a bunch of teachers stopped in my room. The administration stopped in my room. Now they've asked me to put on a PD next Wednesday, so I'll keep you posted. And it's just he ended up shooting an email to us, and he's doing a lot of cool things. And I told him, I said, welcome. You've seen the power of augmented reality. Your world just changed. So I want to give a shout out to Brian and Stuart this week, doing some cool stuff. And we love hearing when people see the power of things and sharing with us through Twitter. So that was really cool. So I want to pass that on.
Absolutely. So Shannon, what are some cool things that you guys are doing at your school? I know you're in the library. What kind of cool things are you doing there? Are you doing things with social media at all, or do you do anything with QR codes or augmented reality or anything like that?
All of the above.
Oh, all right.
Let's see, the big news that the kids have been loving the last couple weeks in the library is they always just use my Instagram and to take pictures, and then we would post them on Twitter we have a Twitter for the library too. And so then we decided some of the kids wanted to start one for the library. And I have a tripod, like a holder for my iPad, and it's on a tripod. So the kids are able to move it around and take pictures anyway, or videos when we use the Fuse app to capture video. And so they have been loving, even the little kindergartners have been loving using the Instagram for the library. That's been like the big thing. Big, I want to help with that, which is perfect for me to then talk about digital citizenship. And, you know, as we always try to find those workable, teachable moments that we can teach that. So that's been kind of the big news. We have a one-to-one initiative this year with iPads in 4th and 5th grade. And they also use laptops in the library and in their classrooms. And so that's been a really, really fun, just getting the kids, you know, what they need, the resources that they need, and signed into the things they need. And now just, you know, let them go, and they're really creating and having a great time. So that's been really fun, too.
So are you, this year, is this your first year with one-to-one with 4th and 5th grade?
This is the first year one-to-one with iPads, and then this is our 5th year 6 to 12, because we're a K-12 building at Van Meter, so all of our kids are in one building. And so our 5th year with one-to-ones 6-12, they all have MacBooks, and then this is the first year with iPads one-to-one 4 and 5. So it's been really, really fun. Lots of neat new things and ideas, and of course it trickles down to the other grades, because we also have iPads on carts to use with our younger ones, and all the teachers have them, and just some of those applications that we're using. So that's been really fun.
Now, are you a big coordinator with the tech? I know our librarian, Shelley Laz, who we'll give a shout out to at Bookwoman Laz on Twitter. But she's like one of the main people that deals with our technology. You know, Brad has the iPads in his room, and she checks them in, checks them out, and you know, if we have a lot of issues with tech, it's always our district librarians that are kind of our go-to people.
Yeah, that's how it is at Van Meter. We have a technology director, Mike Lindy, who he handles all of the technology, which, you know, there's so much now, so many devices that we have. And then my part as the librarian is also that tech integration part, you know, supporting the teachers and the kids and the parents, whatever they need when it comes to tools, when it comes to digital citizenship and all the education. So the curriculum taught in the library is technology and information literacy, tech literacy skills.
Awesome.
That is.
Yeah, I love it.
That's fantastic. All right. So, go ahead, Drew.
Brad, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just saw a couple funny things I'll bring up later. It's not the right segment of the show to bring them up, but go ahead.
So, are you finding it a challenge going one-to-one iPads compared to you know, the MacBooks that you have been used to dealing with? Have teachers had the iPads before this year, or have they just got them this year as well?
We've had iPads in the building, so all of the teachers have had them for a few years, just, you know, a classroom iPad. And then we have probably about, I would say, 40 to 45 iPads that are on a cart. So they were using them before. But, you know, like the kids, they just take off with them. For instance, they've used KidBlog, you know, for the last several years. Edmodo, the app really isn't that different. And to give it to kids, it's not... You know, it's something that the teachers don't have to be experts in to be able to use those things. But having them be able to take pictures and video, you know, at their fingertips, that's been a huge plus, you know, capturing the things that they're doing. And now we just used Haiku Deck last week, and we're going to make books this week. And it's just so fun. I mean, and we're supporting each other, the kids involved, you know, too. And I think giving them the opportunity, just like when we got the laptops upstairs for our one-to-one, you know, you don't have to know everything when you're a teacher when you give them to kids, because they're the teachers as well.
That is so true. We always talk about, you know, and I know a lot of people tweet things like this, and I tweet out this as well. You know, like kids get a new device and they start playing with it. You know, teachers or adults get a new device and they're like, wait, where's the PD and stuff? You know, so I mean, like, you know, well, one thing we always try to talk about is try to adapt what you're saying. Adopt what you're saying. Like if you're telling the kids go learn and explore, then you should go learn and explore. Give yourself some sandbox time. Try to figure things out. Hey, I mean, you know what? We're all in this technology, but there's still things that I have to learn and figure out. And I either go to Drew or I go to my 17-year-old. I got a senior in high school, and the cool thing about that is he keeps me posted on all the things that his age group are doing. What's new? What are they using? How are they using technology? To do things not only in school but social media and stuff like that. So, I try to live that as well and just try to jump in and figure things out. But like anybody else, I still have questions. And like I said, I go to Drew, I go to my son, I'll go out to social media. So.
Mm-hmm. And that's a huge thing. And we count on people, a lot too, giving us ideas. Maybe other classrooms in the country or world have done something that is really awesome, or even a parent telling me something they've seen, and taking in those ideas. And everything isn't going to completely be 100% awesome, but that's part of it too. I think is just having that you need to have that trust and know that it's okay to also have things that fail sometimes too, because that's all part of this. So it's been great. I mean, I love it. You can see that they love it, and they're, take responsibility and a lot of pride in what we have. So that's a really great thing to see.
I think that's powerful, the fact that, there is going to be failure through the process of it, and as long as they know that and, they learn from it, that, that's very valuable in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny, with the new iOS coming out, I'm an Apple nerd for sure. Brad still hasn't updated his device because he's scared. But
yeah, I knew you were gonna bring that up. I'm like the only one in the whole area. It's funny because like Drew is. I mean, seriously, we're at work the other day. Drew's like 8 minutes. I'm like 8 minutes for what? He's like, they're getting ready to talk about it. It's gonna be ready. I'm like, really? All right. So the thing is like, so Drew keeps saying, so Drew, in honor of you, I'll do it by the end of the week. Maybe that's my goal, is try to do it by the end of the week.
That is not okay. That thing should be updated tonight. Just saying.
Well, Drew, you know how I feel about updating my apps.
Don't now that a lot of districts that are gaining more technology with iPads and things like that. With a lot of the main iOS apps going to be free now, with like iMovie and Pages and Keynote with the new devices. I think that is going to be a big selling point for a lot of schools, because I mean, Pages and Keynote and iMovie, to buy all of those, that is expensive, and we always
did a model with their parents, and they did a report within the classroom in the library, and then they also presented it in front of their class. But the thing that they did then in the library is they brought all of those knowledge and all those skills back to the library, and using Wordle and using Tux Paint, they drew illustrations, and they made a Wordle with the words. The question that they were answering is, why did their Iowa animal live where it did in Iowa? And we put it all together in Flip Snack. And so it was adorable, and the kids absolutely loved it, because they not only, they presented in front of their classmates. They made a model that the whole school saw, and then they also became, published authors, that they had something online, and they actually shared it with some kids, 8th graders in Colorado, then shared their knowledge and just what they had learned. And these are 5- and 6-year-olds, and
that is amazing.
It was so much fun, and we just use we've had really sticky notes all over the wall. Yeah. Well, Padlet now, it's called Padlet now, and you don't have to have them just be sticky notes. You can also have it just like a blog post where you post down, and so you just keep adding. So you can, what we do is, like, if they create something that's digital, if it's in PictoChart or in S'more or whatever they've created.
Kind of similar things that you're doing with kindergartens, doing different 6-7 week projects. And the apps that they're using and stuff. So people on Twitter are connecting with what you're saying and starting to share a lot of the stuff, which is great. So it's great. So the Twitter feed is doing great right now. A lot of people are identifying with what you're talking about and sharing resources with it. It'll come up and show me something that I didn't know about, and I've already been using something for maybe a year, and yet they just randomly found something out of necessity and out of exploration and looking. Because thing is kids are okay. Kids are a lot more comfortable with failure in technology than a lot of adults are. They're okay. They'll try something. They fail. They don't feel like they're going to be judged. They're just learning and experiencing. We're the ones with hang-up now, so the time is not the best. I'm not exactly sure what time it is. Probably about 7 in the morning or about 10 in the morning. But anyway, well, that's cool. So you've done Dot Day. Have you done anything else with augmented reality?
No, my goal is, I was going to do this last week, but it just got really super crazy with going to Washington, D.C. and with Dot Day and everything. But I'm going to make a scavenger hunt in the library and with our digital tools, like our ebooks and things like that, to use with the kindergartners and first graders, like teaching them about some of these resources and using Erasmus. And so that was what I kind of did on the plane, actually, was I, listened to some of the things that,
yes,
I took some notes when I was listening to you guys, and, just reading, because I just want to really understand it, and so that's what I have to go to Austin on Friday morning, and so after this weekend, that's my goal, is to get involved with that and figure it out. I'm excited. And the kids will
with the rest of the students in our school and kind of help out the lower grades.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. What she's talking about doing is using augmented reality to kind of talk about different parts of the library. And she broke up the kids in different groups last week about how to use the library, what you need to think about, things you need to, areas, and bunch of cool stuff. So she's, we're working on triggers and stuff like that. We're going to use Erasmus to set this up. We're going to tie triggers with information from kids, and they're going to do the video and the editing and all that stuff. And it's really going to be really, really cool. So she was excited that you were going to be on tonight, and we're going to get some more information from you and get some ideas. I know she's watching. She said she's now excited. She just tweeted she's going to check out Snack Tools, and she appreciates you sharing it. And so she's going to do some cool stuff there too. So awesome.
I'm excited to see what she's doing. Last year, we've used QR codes for several years now, and we put a lot of QR codes even in the back of the books, like of the kids' projects that they're creating and different things. And so now to use that in the back of the book and use them, with different things in our library will be really, really fun. The kids cannot wait to start using that and creating.
Well, that's awesome. Well, as you keep going on your journey with augmented reality, of course, always, we're here to help and share information with you. And of course, you can get everything on our blog and everything. But hey, like we say to everybody, just tweet it to us, check in with us. We're happy to share resources, and we say this all the time. We're just two guys. We have some cool ideas, but what people are doing all around the world is just amazing. And we love being a place where they can share with us, amazing educators all over the world can share with us, and we can share with other people, through our social media and our platforms. So we really love that that opportunity to share with others. So please continue sharing with us what you're doing, and we'll share with people and connect people with amazing ideas. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
And especially that's one of the things, I wanted to talk about a little bit. The next month is Connected Educator Month and stuff like that. And I know you've been very connected for quite a while. And just what do you think about being a connected educator and how that's really kind of impacted kind of how you run your library and work with students, but how you have become a student and just like a learner as well?
Well, it's changed my life, being a connected educator, and this is just my 7th year teaching because I stayed home with kids after graduating and went back to school to get my master's, and so when I first got connected, it was 6 years ago, and and right away, within a month probably started connecting with different schools in the country, and pretty soon it was globally, and authors, and it's just part of the way that we do things at Van Meter, not just in the library, but within our school. And I think that, the opportunities that not just, the learning or meeting great people like you two, but what it brings to the kids is huge. The experts, the authors, the experiences that they have, you can, bring something, anything into your classroom that you want to, and it's no longer just, within the walls of your library, within the walls of your school. And it's completely, when I go places and I tell people and they're all sitting there and you can tell that none of them have probably ever really used Twitter before, and you say like that it's changed my life, they're all like, yeah, right. And then by the end of the time they understand, that it truly has. And it's, when I first started getting connected and talking to, my family about it, and I remember when, like, when you first joined TweetDeck and every tweet, like, beeps, and makes that little sound, tweet. And I remember my family sitting there at dinner and they were like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, that's just my TweetDeck. Like, and now, and I remember that, and they were like, what is she talking about? And now it's just something, I mean, my little guy, he blogs, and he's been, all over places. He traveled with me 2.5 weeks this summer. He went to Alaska, when I presented last year. And I mean, in Hagen, he, like, he knows people, and it's made, even his learning and world even, a bigger, better place. And so I think it's awesome.
I will agree. I think that really the last 4 months trying to connect with as many people as we possibly can, and becoming a connected educator has completely changed my life. It's completely changed the way that I view education, I think. Just the power of Twitter, because Brad and I both had Twitter accounts before, but I mean, mine was for sports. Mine was for, the latest sports scores and, up to the minute information on this and that, but I guess I never really, soccer. So, I guess I never really thought it was as powerful as like a learning tool as it was with connecting with other people that way. Because when you first join Twitter, you're kind of scared to tweet somebody because you're like, well, they don't really know if I don't know if they want to know what I have to hear. No one wants to hear what I have to say. But you'd be surprised. A lot of people want to know what you're doing in your classroom and learn from you. And I think it's unbelievable, the power of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll speak to that as well. I mean, like Drew said, it's changed our life. Just the fact that now you can connect with people all over the world and just get amazing ideas and inspiration. I mean, just through Twitter, like, we talk, we reference Todd down at, Tech Ninja Todd down in Texas all the time, and he's truly become one of our good friends, and Aaron as well. And who knew Twitter connected Drew and I to Aaron, and Aaron literally works like 2 miles from us. I mean, she lives like less than 5 miles from me, and so like now we get together and we meet up. Like last night we had our AR Detroit meeting, and so without Twitter we didn't even know that each other existed, but we found we all found each other through Twitter, and now we're able to collaborate even face to face, which that's even more rare through Twitter. But it's really cool, like Drew mentioned and you mentioned, when you get a chance to go somewhere and meet people that you've met through Twitter, it just it strengthens your PLN, and you're able to even do more things. It's really cool to collaborate with people all over the world. So I would agree how powerful it is.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, those are like, this weekend was awesome in DC, with Drew and all of our friends, and getting to know people even more. It's just, why weren't you there?
Well,
it was.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there, but I was texting and tweeting. I had 6 soccer games on Saturday alone. My son Evan played in 2, my daughter played in 1, and then my son Evan reffed 3 in a row, and then had all kinds of family commitments and stuff. So Drew and I say this all the time. We're really glad there's 2 of us, because Drew had to go out to the West Coast for a week, and I handled things because, like, seriously, every day we're like, all right, you're handling this. Okay, only let me know when we get to the end result, what's going on. And, like, I've got this. We met today, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, staying in touch with everybody and doing, all this amazing stuff, which is great, and chatting with people and collaborating, trying to continue with what you're passionate about and make education a better place. But it's a lot of work, so it takes a lot of dedication, and I can only imagine how busy you are. I know how busy Drew and I are. but at least we have two of us to kind of share the load a little bit. But maybe we're out, visible twice as much. I don't know. But so yeah, I would have loved to have been there. It was nice at least chatting with you guys while you're there and kind of seeing what was happening. But I'm sure we'll all be together again soon. Whether it's in Orlando at FETC or maybe at ISTE again next year or whatever. But I know we'll all get together again soon. So
it'll be fun. Yeah, it was good.
So Shannon, I know that you're the keynote for the K-12 online conference. Is that correct?
I am.
Yeah. We're excited. We're going to be part of that coming up at the end of October and early November there, and we're pretty excited about that. And, do you know what day is your keynote? Is it to start everything off?
Good. Yeah, I think it's the 12th.
Yeah, no.
12th? 12th or 14th.
Yeah, that's about.
I have that down.
Yeah, that's about the date. I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm excited to see it.
And so that would be really fun. Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah, this will be our first time. We were out. Drew and I are presenting at Podstock out in Kansas this summer, and Wes Fryer came in, and we happened to catch up with him. We had dinner one night, and we ended up talking at length, and he asked us to be a part of it, and so we did. So we submit everything, and so we were really happy to join you and him and all those amazing people and be a part of a great conference that will really benefit educators all over the world. Because of the format, it's really something special. So shout out to Wes Fryer and all those that help out the K-12 online conference, and to you and all the presenters. That will be awesome. So please be on the lookout for that. If you haven't been there, I believe it's k12onlineconference.org. You can go get all the information online. You can see all the information from past conferences all the way up to 2013 and get a list of presenters and schedules. So I advise you to check that out when you have a chance. All right, well, I know we got to move on a little bit. Drew, I want you to talk quickly about something in our AR Detroit meeting last night, something that came up, a new startup, amazing AR tech company that I know you saw how passionate I was about today when you shared it with me. So why don't you talk briefly about that, and Shannon will get kind of a chance to hear this firsthand about this absolutely new piece of hardware that's it's going to be another piece that's going to revolutionize the AR industry and technology. So Drew, speak to that real quick if you would.
Yeah, we are co-founders of AR Detroit, so there's a couple different meetups around the country, actually, AR meetups, and tonight is the AR New York, or ARNI as they call it, and Occipital, I hope I said that right, it will be there presenting Structure Sensor.
Oh my God.
Which this thing is literally unbelievable. It's a sensor that clips right to the back of your iPad, and you can scan the room and turn them into 3D images in seconds and then send them. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, the power of this thing. It's a Kickstarter campaign that got funded over $100,000 within hours. I mean, I think it's raised well over $700,000. Yep. It still has 38 days to go.
38 days, yeah.
And you got to see this thing, Shannon. It is.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
It is absolutely unbelievable, and we're gonna try and connect with those guys because I know they're over at AR Detroit. So I kind of got I had Brian Wassam kind of give me some information about it and everything like that, and would love to get in contact with those guys because I think it could be an unbelievable tool to use in the educational setting. I mean, you can scan people and turn them into 3D objects, and it'll pop right up 3D objects. I mean, it's crazy, the power of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. They brought it up last night at our AR Detroit meeting, and Brian Wassam was sharing it, and then Drew shared the link with me today. Here's the thing: is Drew sent to me. I went down and saw him and said, "Oh my God! I want the technology, and two, I want those guys on the show at some point because there's a lot of amazing things that we've seen." But every now and then, Shannon, if you see something that totally just like blows you away, you're like, wow, I can't wait for that. So that was something, and we just heard about this in the last 24 hours. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep our audience posted on that, and we'll get information on our blog as we go. All right, well, Drew for Shannon or Shannon, anything? We're going to start wrapping up near the end of it and get out to our Twitter shout-outs and then our last pieces of the show. But before we move on to that, is there anything that you wanted to bring up or talk about that maybe we didn't get a chance to touch on that you thought of maybe during the show that you want to share?
I got a question for Shannon. Shannon, I see that you are the Connecting People Shorty Award recipient. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Okay, because I am a very proud member of the Short Man Club. So I am interested to hear what the Shorty Award, the People Shorty Award is.
You don't know what the Shorty Award is? So
I feel like I should have won this already. I mean, right there, like, maybe Colin out in Colin, you're a fellow Iowa native there, so I don't know.
Shannon loves this. She's getting a kick out of this.
So the Shorty Awards, like 3 years ago, probably, I got contacted by them in New York City that said I was nominated for the Nokia Connecting People Shorty Award. I was like, what is that? I've never heard of it before. And so then I started doing my research, and they were just this great organization in New York City. But it was people like in my category, like some rapper and like Neil Gaiman's wife. And I was like, there is no way I'm going to win.
Come on.
So listen to this. You'll like this. And this is actually on YouTube. If you like Google it, you'll see this lovely little video. So my family and I are watching in the kitchen, and I had to make this little video. So I went down, actually, with Kyle Pace down at Ed Camp KC, made this video, like got up at 4 in the morning to drive to that thing, and then I forgot to make the video. So I made this video, and I look like I'm like this afraid little thing, and this is not a lie, but we had a tornado go through our yard that week too.
Oh my God.
And so when the Shorty, like, when they called and asked me about it, I didn't really say that anything bad happened, but they put a twist on it. The guy from CNN that announced it in New York City was like, she couldn't come tonight because she had a tornado go through her yard, and then they showed the video, and I won.
That's awesome.
Woo! You gotta watch it. It's a good laugh.
I will YouTube this as soon as we're done.
It was really cool to win that, and I connected with Nokia, and they gave a donation to the school that was really nice, and that's how I bought my first iPad.
That is awesome.
It was great, but I never had heard of it before, but it was really great, and the thing that it brought to me was a ton of connections outside of education. And so a lot of people in Los Angeles, there was an article in some papers out there, and in New York City, and so now I've had some really cool connections because of that. So it was neat.
Yeah,
awesome.
You never know. Hey, I'm fully expecting Craig. You should be on this right now. I know what you tweet about. I know how good you are at getting resources. So Craig, I expect you to be tweeting out the YouTube link in a matter of minutes. That's on you, okay?
That is awesome. And do you know how you got nominated, or who nominated you, or anything?
You know, I do know who nominated me. A kid nominated me, a student, and at the time she was like in 7th grade, and she happened to be homesick one day, and she called the library. I didn't even know she was sick. She called the library, and she was like, Mrs. Miller, this is Maddie, and I just connected with the author, Amy Efaw, and she had like went to my website, had found the author's like Facebook and Twitter, and she was at home sick, but she was Skyping with this like author who she loved. Wow. And that was on our Iowa award list. So Maddie saw this award because she was on Twitter, and she was like connecting with people, and she wrote this great thing about how the world, you know, isn't so small, and Mrs. Miller helped her connect with the world. So that was really neat too. And to have it be a student and have it be that story that connected. So
that just gave me goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie, that is just so cool.
That is
awesome.
That is awesome, and I'm glad you're able to share it on the show, because that's probably a story not a lot of people get to hear about. But that is, yeah, I know, Drew. I saw it. That kills me. I know what you're laughing at. That's ridiculous. And
Craig
it makes
has
me
found the YouTube link, and it has been tweeted. And it took maybe.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Told you. Hey, that is great.
Unbelievable.
It's like, now you know, though, the background behind it, and so like but can you imagine my family? Like, we're all like in Iowa in the kitchen, and
That's
like
awesome.
at first they were like, "Who cares what she's showing us now?" And then it was like, and the winner. I mean, Neil Gaiman's wife was one of the people, and so he was there too.
That's hilarious. You, Neil Diamond's wife, and 2 Chainz right there. You know, the rapper 2 Chainz. You know, throw it down.
What?
You know.
The heck?
Oh my God, that's priceless right there.
I want to be with an eclectic group like that, man. Like, you know, like Neil Sedaka, and wow, that's awesome. But that's
I'll have to share the articles too, because it was pretty funny having like the opening line be like who presented and who won, and then the librarian from Iowa.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the article said.
Yes.
That is just awesome.
You know, there's only one. You know, there's only one librarian in Iowa. You know, it's a small state, right? So that's what they said.
Exactly.
That's awesome. All right, let's go down to the Twitter shout out real quick. I know, Shannon, you have at least a couple people you wanted to shout out. So why don't you go ahead and take the moment, shout them out real quick.
Well, talking about, I was going to mention them before, but there's 2 teachers in particular that I am super, super proud of with their connecting with social media this year. And the first one is Kate Goodwin, and she is a 5th grade teacher at our school, and she is, it's Kate Goodwin 28. And the other one is her partner, the other 5th grade teacher, and her name is Aubrey Stafford, and I'm going to spell this, AubreyEStafford. And they are also tweeting from their classrooms this year too. Awesome. And so Kate's is Ms. Goodwin's 5th. And I'll tweet this afterwards. And it's 5th, cool. The number 5, TH. And then Mrs. Stafford's 5th. And they've been doing a lot of using KidBlog and connecting with a class in New Hampshire with my friend Steve Gagnon, who I've been friends with for 4 years. We've done a lot of connecting, and he's become one of my very best friends. We went on vacation there the last 2 summers, and so he's became also kind of a mentor to Kate and Aubrey in this process. And Steve, I just wanted to tell his too. It is it's J. Stephen Gagnon, and I'm going to spell it JStephenGagnon, and he's a rock star. He's awesome. Everybody needs to follow them though and see, you know, kind of watch how they progress through the year, because they're going to do some really awesome things. So I'm very, very proud of them.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, definitely tweet those out, and we'll retweet those, and people should be following them, definitely.
Yeah, and if people out there, if they got the names, go ahead and tweet those 3 out if you can, and hashtag the 2 Guys Show so we can tweet out as well. And I know Shannon will tweet that after the show, so we appreciate that. Sounds like great follows. Let's stay in touch with them, watch what they do for the year, reach out to them and see what's going on, and increase their PLN and yours as well at the same time. So great, Shannon. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. Drew, what do you got to shout out? What do you want to shout out this week for, to people?
My shout-out's going to go to Tom Murray. I met him this weekend, and just a great guy. He's doing a lot of cool things. Just a nice guy to meet and connect with for the first time face-to-face. So that was pretty cool. Angela Myers, of course, is going to be on the show next week. We're really excited to kick off Connected Educator Month with her on the show and talk about You Matter and things like that. And then, of course, our librarian, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to have to get her and Shannon hooked up with Shelley Lazarus. And it's at BookwomanLaz is her Twitter.
L-A-Z.
Yeah, so we got to get you 2 hooked up, and then so you guys can.
I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Cool.
I'd love to connect with you guys too and our kids. So
yeah,
it'd be fun.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about that. Like after the show, later this week or next week, let's talk about maybe some collaboration with some of the classrooms. Maybe we could even do something cool, media center to media center, and do some other cool projects as well.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, all right, I'll jump in. I'm just gonna give you the second one for Shelly Laz. The media center has a Twitter account. It's Eastover MC. That's the school we teach at, is Eastover Elementary in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
Yep.
So that's the way you can follow what she's doing in the media center as well. Just some shout out to some people. Let's see. I like to shout out people who are watching tonight. Yeah, Lisa Dabs. Yeah, I know you're out here tweeting, and we're going to get you on the show as well. I know we've talked about already a couple times. She was tweeting out, nice to see you, Shannon. She's glad to see you rocking it on here tonight. And we talked about getting her on the show, so we're going to get together and do that as well. Paul Wagner, he's checking us out from Texas as well. He's been tweeting a lot tonight, along with, of course, Aaron and Todd and Craig. Shelly's checking it out. Peggy, all kinds of people. Terry Eichholtz, we tweeted her out last week and gave her a shout out. She's doing some really cool stuff as well. All right, so one of my favorite parts of the show, reason why I love it is because it's about music and people get a little insight to you as a person. I will go last. Let's have Shannon go first. What I want to know or hear about what we do in the show is like 3 songs on your playlist. I know yours might be a little different or whatever. Hit us with what you have for this section.
Well, I just got tickets to John Mayer. And
Nice.
so he's one of my favorites, and he has a new album called Paradise Valley, so that's on my Spotify. Anything by Zach Brown, I love. And I'm going to Lady Gaga in a few weeks. So I've been listening to her, trying to take it all in. So I love music, and one more, check out Ben Howard if you've never listened to him. He's awesome.
Ben Howard?
Ben Howard? No, I haven't.
What kind of music is that?
I listen to it at nighttime. It's kind of like, I love Mumford & Sons, and that's how I found it, because my Spotify recommended Ben Howard.
Right.
But even more on the mellow side, and so that's what I listen to at nighttime when I write, at 2 in the morning. It's Ben Howard.
That's awesome.
Right? That is awesome. I'm gonna have to check them out because I'm a huge Mumford & Sons fan. I think they are phenomenal.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go next. It's just one band. Kings of Leon, their new CD came out today, actually, so I made sure to purchase that first thing this morning, so I had something to listen to on the way to school. And then Brad knows I get there quite early to beat rush hour traffic, so the few hours that I have before school each day, I tend to shut my door and rock out as I get some things done, because I'm the only one there, so it kind of works out. So yeah, their new CD came out today, so it's pretty good so far. I like it. I'm a big Kings of Leon fan.
Awesome. Well, as Drew can attest, he knows I really like my music, and I love jamming out in the car. We've been on road trips, we've been on plane trips, we've been all over the country, and I can be in the same car with him. He could be in a car in front of me, and he's still texting me, making fun of me because he can see me behind him, jamming out and rocking out the music. So I have a few tonight, and one is a story. I'm going to shout out Asher Monroe. The song is Here With You. It's awesome. I recommend it. The cool thing is I heard the song this week on satellite within the last week, so I checked out the video. The video has some really cool, augmented reality stuff. It's like Minority Report and stuff like that. So here's the cool story behind it. So I tweeted him this week and said, hey, love the video, love the song, I love the use of augmented reality in there. And the cool thing was he saw it and he retweeted it, so I told him I was going to give a shout-out this week. Not that he needs my show as a shout-out, but I thought that was kind of cool because that's outside of the education industry. And so shout-out to Asher Monroe and anybody that follows him. It's great dance music. The video is awesome. It's called Asher Monroe, Here With You. Couple songs. Cody Simpson song, Pretty Brown Eyes, great song, I love it. And then another one, I've been listening to it for a long time, but I haven't shouted it out, is by a duo called MKTO, and the song is called Classic. Another great song, I love it. And then this one's going to be Emblem 3, Sunset Boulevard. I already said that a few weeks ago, but still one of the best songs I like. So that's my playlist this week. And anything else for the good of the cause? Look at Shannon laughing. She's like, really? What's he think? He's 14? I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Shannon. I'll tell you what, Shannon. You there? Or did we just lose her?
She'll be back in a second.
I have, look at my list.
You're here. Go ahead.
Am I here?
Yeah.
You're here.
I said, look at my list. I've never heard of any of these people that you're saying, so I'm excited.
Oh, I am telling you, that music is so good. I love it. It's fun. It's dance music. It's just good singing. I love it. So Asher Monroe, Cody Simpson, Emblem 3, and MKTO, some great stuff. So we'll check that out.
I will never forget. We're going to the 21st Learning Symposium. It's Aaron Klein is riding with me, and Brad is behind us, and we're stopped at the light, and we're just dying laughing because Brad is rocking out by himself. He's dancing. He is singing. He's like one of those guys, you drive down the road and you see him, you just start laughing because he's by himself just having the time of his life.
That's
right.
It's pretty funny.
Do you remember we were probably in Iowa, or it might have been Illinois by that time? Do you remember when that guy drove by and you just got the biggest kick out of him because I was rocking out and he was just staring at me? And
he was just staring at you in awe, kind of like, wow, that guy has got sweet skills.
And here's the thing, Shannon, is Drew sips 5-hour energies. I don't. My hashtag is batteries never die. So if I had a 5-hour energy, I think we'd be in trouble. So, but Shannon, we want to thank you for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. Drew, why don't you kind of wrap up officially about the EdReach Network and Stitcher and everything else, and then we'll thank Shannon officially, and then we'll wrap up the show.
Absolutely. EdReach is hot on the Stitcher network, so Stitcher radio app, you can get it on there, search for us. You can also go to edreach.us/Stitcher. You can also make sure you go over to iTunes and download the podcast there. Also, big reminder for PBS and EdReach, they're collecting EduWins, so whatisyoureduwin.com. You can submit some great things that you're doing there, or hashtag it EduWin. You can follow them on Twitter as well at EdReachUS, or US. See? Wow, US.
So, you say us every week, and I love it.
I know.
It's great.
It's just easier that way. And, of course, I'm Drew Minnock at TechMinnock, and our blog is 2guysandsomeIPads.com, and the hashtag for the show is the number 2guys show.
All right, so Shannon, how can people connect with you on Twitter, social media? What are the ways anybody that wants to get connected with you can follow you, find out about you, and get connected with you?
Well, on Twitter, I am Shannon M. Miller. Don't forget the M. Drew, you always forget the M.
And then it's missing.
Always. It's like a guy in like Jamaica.
It's like an optical illusion.
That's awesome.
And I blog at Van Meter Library Voice is my blog.
I cannot believe I've messed that up every time.
I said something too last week, but today you did it again. It's okay.
Did you say something last week?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing there's two of us, Shannon. I've gotten your name right every time. Of course, the thing is I'm running iOS 6 on my iPhone 5, and every time I use it, Shannon's picture pops right up. I know exactly who I'm tweeting, Drew. Just saying. I'm just giving you information, trying to help out. Just telling you.
Wow.
It's okay, Drew. When I retweet it, I just add that M in.
That is borderline. That's not even borderline. That is absolutely embarrassing. I cannot believe that I did that.
That is awesome.
I blame Brad.
Yeah, now nobody will forget that M. See?
I will not, and I know that it's McCormick Miller. I know that. What?
That's
McClintock.
See? Good
really,
luck.
Drew, just stop. You know what? Can we get the camera off him? I'm going to talk so we can't see him.
Poor Drew. It's okay.
Drew, you know what? It's gonna be one guy and a bunch of iPads in a minute, but
I have this stuff written down right here. You'd think that I would just look at it, right? This is why I just don't need show notes. I don't use them.
Drew,
it's all right.
Shannon, I gave him show notes. I had your name spelled correctly. I gave him the bio. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway,
epic edu fail.
Oh, you guys are great.
There's a new hashtag for you, Todd. Todd's like the master of creating hashtags for us.
He's probably having fun with this right now, actually. So.
Oh my God, he actually is, Shannon. It's funny because he's got us on a group message right now, and he's been doing some ridiculous stuff, and it's been awesome. We'll have to share some stuff with you sometime. But you can get a hold of me. I'm at TechBradWade on Twitter. Our blog is twoguysomeipads.com. I mainly handle our Instagram account, so you can follow us at 2guysandSomeIPads. All together, just search us out. What you see on our Instagram is you see behind the scenes when we're getting ready for shows or doing GHOs or something like that. So please follow us if you have any interest and want to get some more information. Shannon, we'd really like to thank you. You know, we've chatted.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, we've chatted through text and Twitter, and we met briefly at ISTE, so it's great to really get a nice chance to talk with you, and we look forward to collaborating with you in the future and continue working together on a bunch of cool stuff. So thank you again for joining us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Well, thanks, everybody. See you next week. Angela Myers, do not forget about that. The event is already up on the EdReach Google Plus page, and we'll tweet the link out soon. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Stay connected.